This mentorship program has been an interesting and a learning experience for me.
Epic.
Splendid.
Perfect.
Incredible.
Hectic. It's a very good learning experience.
My name is Asimwe Deborah Kawe. I am a playwright. I am the artistic director of the Kampala International Theatre Festival. And I have started a mentorship program, which is a program that is affiliated to the Kampala International Theatre Festival. The kind of mentorship program that we are running is how to work with young people. And when I say young people, I mean the ages between 14 and 24. That is high school and university students who are interested in writing creatively, but specifically in writing for performances.
Like, there's so many things I haven't been considering, especially with the characters. Like he has said,
I don't have much to say. All I have to say is that I've learned how to write a story, actually.
I think Angie has done a great job to make me see things I didn't see in my story.
First of all, I want to thank everyone for being amazing. You know, everyone makes you feel like I talk to everyone, and they just make you feel comfortable.
Okay, we haven't gone into analyzing the play I had written, but even before I go there, I have already seen where I failed.
Yesterday was too much for me. I must accept that. And I reached a point and I couldn't think, I couldn't sleep, yet I was tired.
And I hope by the end of this mentorship program, I'm seeing that I will have a better story.
Personally, before writing a story was writing a piece of a sheet and writing it, ending it.
So for the past 10 days, we have been in residency with 10 young people and 4 mentors, specifically writing for stage. That was our focus for this mentorship program. So this program was born out of the festival that I ran, which I mentioned earlier on, Kampala International Theatre Festival. So for the past 3 years, I have been observing that our audiences are not necessarily characterized by young people. And again, I'm talking about high school and university students. And I was asking myself why, and I wondered whether maybe it's because that either we are not programming them into the festival, and then I asked myself, but why is it that we don't receive submissions from these young people? And I said, maybe it's because there are actually no spaces for them to write. And so one of the things that my team and I talked about was how about we create space where young people can be separated from their usual lives during holidays and just be in residence with mentors to write. I can say that the aim is to create the next generation of amazing Ugandan writers.
In practical terms, nothing like this has happened for a long time. Previous ones have mainly been conducted by non-Ugandans, or in between, it would be a non-Ugandan and a Ugandan. I think this is the first of its kind where it was from onset, that I know of. There might be others. Onset is just like purely a set of Ugandan artists getting together with whatever degrees of negotiation and saying, okay, you have this, you know, you do this, you do that, you do that. Can we get together and work with a group of young people who are at different stages of development?
A lot of it was about talking about plays, reading. They did a lot of reading. I think altogether they've read about 4 plays each. and about just receiving feedback on their work. So it was an organic process, a little bit of theory, but most of the time they were working, they were rewriting, or they were reading, or they were watching a play performance. And that was really the structure of our class.
I find this program unique because at school, you find that they talk about something and they just leave it hanging.
The classes are quite a little different from the way we study at school. At school, whereas you have this, teacher giving in most of the time. This is kind of a conversation between you and the mentor. You give them what you think. They think about it also, as they also tell you what you think. So that's a little, good.
What was amazing about it is that they didn't just tell me, well, this is a process. Write a synopsis, do this, do this. It was through different works. They give you someone's work, they tell you how this person did it. Then they tell you can do this. That's how we learned.
I'm always excited to be in a room full of writers I haven't met before, so that met my expectations. And I have discovered people who write in an interesting way. My mentees, other mentees that were not in my group, that are interesting writers to watch. So that has been, I think, one of the achievements of this program. And also hearing the participants read their work aloud, hearing them giving feedback to each other. It was a really rich experience for me.
The mentorship program has made me a better writer in a number of ways. For instance, how I'm supposed to prepare before I even start to write. Like knowing the story I want to tell, why I'm telling that story, is it worth telling? Knowing my characters before writing, basically the preparation before someone sits down and write dialogue.
This mentorship program has really helped me to create characters, know my characters that I've created. My characters talk to me. They give me their story, their background stories, and I get to understand them. I've really learned a lot from this mentorship program.
What that means is that the mentees had an opportunity to approach any of us anytime and ask whatever questions they wanted to ask as far as their writing is concerned. And also, we allowed them to make mistakes. Sometimes in school settings, there's this fear of, I don't want to fail. But in this kind of setting, there's room for failure. There's room for these mentees to pick themselves up and rethink what they did not do well and then redo it. So I would say that 3 things: rigorous work, they were writing all the time. 2, a lot of time with mentors. And 3, the liberty for them to fail and then rethink what they are working on.
Overall, I think it was very successful. I was very proud of the young people because they put in as much work as the mentors did. And there was not any single time that I was worried about what was going to happen because everybody put in the best that they could do. At the end of the day, I think we achieved exactly what we set out to do.
I have learned how to arrange my story before I start writing it. I know the steps to plot it out, and I know what to consider when I'm writing a story. Unlike before I came, I didn't know how to do that. I would just write something the way it happened without putting some things in consideration. So yeah, being here and learning that has made me a better writer than I was before.
I find it remarkable that a 16-year-old boy could write a script and that you would discuss with him what is going on and ask him questions. And when he comes with the next script, he's dealt with the issues. And so we kept saying, how old are you again? How old are you?
In these kinds of mentorship programs, one of the things we have been doing is to expose these young people to different ways of doing theatre. We did this as a pilot project to see how it would function, and I think it went really well. Actually, it's got to be one of the successful mentorship programs that I have run. So my hope is that I can do this next year. We're going to, sit again as mentors, debrief, see what we could change, see what we can maintain. And then, of course, the biggest challenge, which is always the thing all artists talk about, is are we going to have the financial ability to continue doing this? My hope is that we should be able to. So hopefully there'll be enough funding to do this again.